Can Guns N' Roses guitar player Slash hang with Rhiannon's touring band? Let's find out. Welcome, and thanks for joining me. I'm Elton, and let's get into a bit of the music news today. All right, so Nuno Bettencourt from Extreme, phenomenal guitar player. For me, the big standout for him, other than just the songs that have been kind of hammered by way of radio growing up, was watching Extreme do the Freddie Mercury tributes, where they did just a compilation of Queen tunes. I guess much to the chagrin of Brian May. I don't think he was too happy that they were performing snippets of Queen songs that were going to be fully fleshed out by other artists throughout the show after they had their set. But they played phenomenally, and I think at the end of it, Brian was sort of won over. And I know years later he's kind of spoken about that being one of the pivotal performances of the tribute. But back to Nuno. Okay, Nuno seems to have just sort of built in with him a very strong personality, which has obviously served him really well. I mean, he's had great success, and even outside of his band Extreme, being able to do things quite early on with Dweezil Zappa, and then more recently with Rihanna. That speaks unto itself. But he had made mention about his position with Rihanna and how difficult it is as a guitar player, a rock guitar player, to play within the confines of what is popular music. Rihanna being the ultimate pinnacle of recent years of pop music. And it's a tough gig as a guitar player. From understanding, he's had carte blanche as far as his approach to each song and being able to add guitar parts to it and stuff. But he's spoken about the challenges of it quite recently. And he was saying that not everyone would be cut out for such a job, that it'd be difficult, that if you have a rock background as a guitar player, that it would be an almost, impossible gig. And, he'd mentioned Slash in the idea that it would be even tough for him. And, whether it would be tough for him or not, I personally can see where Nuno's coming from. Pop music versus rock music in today's format are diametrically on sort of opposite sides of the scale, for sure. But the guitar player in Guns N' Roses currently, along with Slash, had taken exception with that comment. And so Nuno has had his retort to it, and basically saying, I think it's Richard Fortus is the guitar player's name in the current lineup of Guns N' Roses, non-original, of course. And Nuno had mentioned, hey, I really don't know you from a hole in the wall, and I can't really, at least from the statement, tell if Nuno was further kind of needling in the Nuno way, or was actually serious by just making that remark. I don't know if it was a slight to him or not. Probably not, knowing Nuno, but it's interesting to read anyways. Nuno had said that, hey, Richard, I was just saying that kind of tongue in cheek, and the fact that you're calling me out saying that Slash wouldn't be able to do the gig is just, you're just taking it out of context. Nuno was just trying to hammer home the point that it's a tough gig, and that someone as awesome as Slash would have a tough time doing the show, or multiple shows, or just hanging within that context. I just thought that was sort of interesting to see sort of a back and forth with Nuno. Nuno just seems to be kind of in his own thing, and to hear him talk more recently, starting with the release of Extreme's new album, and that a lot of people are kind of pinning him as the Eddie Van Halen replacement, of which he's very quickly to dismiss that there is no one that would ever take that spot, and that any great guitar player, of course, would have no one being able to take their spots, whoever it may be, including Edward. But yeah, he's been pretty vocal lately, and I enjoy reading his interviews. I enjoy his passion about music, and it's just interesting to note that he's now just sort of putting forth a retort based on a comment that he made about his gig in Rihanna. I mean, what do you think? Do you think that Slash would have as difficult of a time playing in that context, or do you think that Richard is correct? His Guns N' Roses co-guitar playing said that Slash could do any gig anytime. Yeah, curious to hear what your position would be. If you wouldn't mind, just leave some comments down below, and thanks for tuning in. Thank you.